What's going on, guys? It's DST, and I've got a video for you today that will show you how the new Pick 10 system in Black Ops 2 will work. Thanks to a commentator I've been watching recently, I found this website called GamingUpgrade.com, and basically you can create your own Black Ops 2 creative classes before the game even comes out. That way you can get like a general feel for what kind of weapons they have, and maybe you can even, just by looking at them, maybe you can even see which ones you want to use. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. But before we get started, I want all of you to notice that none of these classes that I've created have any sort of score streaks on them. For those of you that don't know, score streaks are basically the various kill streaks of Black Ops 2. UAV, Hunter Killer, Death Machine, all the kill streaks are now known as score streaks, and in my personal opinion, there is really no room for any sort of score streaks when it comes to creating classes using this new Pick 10 system. Reason being is that there are so many different options that you have available for custom classes in terms of weapons, weapon attachments, lethal equipment, etc., that by the time you get down to the score streak option boxes, you have already used up a good 7 to 9 points. And when that happens, there's really no point in adding 1 or 2, or not 7 or 9 points, 8 or 9 points. And when that happens, there's really no point in adding 1 or 2 score streaks to your class. You might as well just add another attachment to your gun or even add a secondary weapon for backup. I'm really curious to see how many people will be using score streaks with all these options given to us, because I don't even know if anyone's going to be spamming them in the games like they used to or not. But anyway, with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first up we have my very first standard assault rifle class with the M8A1, which is basically the year 2025's version of the classic M4 carbine. This class is for your typical TDM. If you're one of those guys who is kind of a half camper, half slayer, meaning that you pop a squat in the corner every now and then and sit still, but even if you do sit still, it's not for very long, then this is the class for you. The M8A1 separates itself from its cousin due to the fact that it shoots a 4-round burst per trigger pull. And I know some of you don't like burst weapons, but for this one, the good news is that, as it says on the description, the bursts are capable of firing in quick succession. In other words, they can fire basically one after another, so it's almost like full auto. I don't think it is capable of full auto, though, as a default, but I'm sure if you add the select fire attachment, which is one of the many weapon attachments they have, then it might offer full auto. However, for this class, it will not. So we have the M8A1 with a suppressor for 2 reasons. One, obviously, it will produce a nice, quiet, unnoticeable burst of 4 bullets being plunged into whoever's at the other end of the barrel. And 2, I don't know what it is, but throughout my Call of Duty career, I always seem to do better whenever my weapon has a silencer on it. For our perks, we have Flak Jacket, Scavenger, and Tactical Mask. And I used a wild card perk 3 Greed in order to give myself an additional third perk, which will be Dead Silence. Now, Flak Jacket is used for an obvious enough reason. It's basically a safety blanket against Hail Mary grenades and enemy equipment. Scavenger has been a favorite of mine ever since Modern Warfare 2. I enjoy having the ability to pick up more ammo from the battlefield. It just saves me a lot of trouble of having to find an actual gun off of a corpse. Tac Mask is used more or less for the same reasons as Flak Jacket, only this one will be effective against those pesky stun or flash spammers in Domination or any sort of small-sized map when people just toss them randomly. Excuse me. And Dead Silence is kind of a space taker, but seeing as how the majority of players nowadays have some form of gaming headset, this will come in very handy since I won't be making any noise in any of their headphones. And for this class, I actually have a secondary. It is the B23R, which is the year 2025's version of the Rafika handgun from Modern Warfare 2. Seeing as how the gun's name starts with the letter B, I'm guessing that they are both from the Beretta family. It fires a 3-round burst at medium to close range with moderate recoil, just like the Rafika. And I was going to go without a secondary for this class, but I figured that the M8A1 probably has a standard 30-round clip, and for those tense situations, I may not have time to reload. And as for my equipment, I have the standard Semtex and flash grenades. And that pretty much sums it up for my assault class. Let's go ahead and move on to our next class. Alright, so this next class can simply be titled SMG for those of you that name your classes. This one is going to be used for your typical rushing desires, whether it be on TDM, Domination, Demolition, you name it. You can basically use this whenever you have that adrenaline rush from playing too much COD, you know what I mean? Which results in a need for a fast-paced round. To start things off, we have the MSMC submachine gun, which has come highly recommended by several commentators that have played the game already. Some even made predictions that this would corner the SMG market for Black Ops 2, so we can only hope that it lives up to its reputation. We have 2 attachments on it, one of course being the silencer for reasons stated previously. The second is extended mags. Now, judging from the picture only, I'd venture a guess and say that this SMG features a standard 30-round clip, in which case it would be a pretty nice size as it is. But if you're going to be rushing, then you may not have time to reload more often than not. And with the extended mag attachment, you can go that extra mile before you have to worry about reloading. Our perks are lightweight, scavenger, toughness, and dexterity. Lightweight for faster sprinting, so faster rushing and faster slaying. Scavenger, so you can loot those corpses that you pass by. I use perk 2 greed to get toughness, which will make it easier for you to ADS even when getting shot at. Our last perk, dexterity, is definitely a powerhouse of a perk. It allows you to climb ladders and mantle over objects faster, aim faster down the sights after sprinting, and even allow you to recover faster from a melee attack. All crucial to a Slayer's success in any match. For this class, you could use perk 3 greed in order to obtain extreme conditioning to add to your rushing awesomeness. However, you'd have to remove something first, so that's completely up to you. Our secondary is the new Cap 40, a full auto handgun. This is another fun thing to have in this class because even if you run out of MSMC ammo, you can unload on them with the Cap 40. For our equipment, we just have C4, which is a personal favorite of mine, especially for whenever I like to rush hard in whichever game type I play. So that sums up our rushing/slaying class. Let's go check out some serious hardware with the LMG class. So here we have the spray and pray light machine gun class. This is a good class for those of you that like to do a fair amount of camping, supporting your teammates with some heavy firepower no matter what game type it is. Our primary weapon in this class is going to be the hammer, H-A-M-R. Which was really weird because I think that was a type of scope back in Modern Warfare 3. But nonetheless, the hammer, which in my own opinion looks like a Scar L on steroids, so something tells me they come from the same family generally. I've given it the foregrip and the suppressor. The foregrip will ensure steady, precise aiming, while the suppressor makes sure that those steady, precise shots are not heard by the enemy team. I had some trouble figuring out which perks would go well with a support type of class. And for this one, I have Hardline, Scavenger, Fast Hands, and Tac Mask. Hardline will allow you to get the maximum number of points possible. God, my throat's killing me this morning. Scavenger is a toss-up perk for this because in the event that you finally do run out of this behemoth's ammo, you'll need to quickly locate some scavenger bags in the immediate vicinity. However, at the same time, you might not want to move from an ideal perch that you've chosen. Only when you're out of ammo should you decide to go kamikaze on their ass. Fast Hands for faster reloading, obviously. One of the things that I liked about this gun is that the drum is clip-fed as opposed to belt-fed, so even without Fast Hands, you still be able to reload moderately quickly. If you were handling an M60 or something of that nature, I don't know if the M60 is in this game, I'm just throwing out a gun that I know of, then Fast Hands is kind of essential to your success as a support gunner. Our final perk, Tac Mask, will help whenever an enemy is tired of you sitting in that same spot and they start spamming you with flash or stuns or the new shot grenades or whatever you want to call it in order to locate you. They just want to spam you until they can find your ass. Tac Mask will ensure that you don't get stunned for too long, so hopefully you'll be able to locate the source quickly and take his ass down before he takes you down. We don't have a secondary for this class due to the amount of ammo that the hammer brings to the table. For our lethal spot, we have the ever-faithful C4 charge. God, you'll have to excuse me. I'm sorry about that. I love lobbing these on these C4 charges on a crowded flag and domination. So if I have a perch near a flag and I just toss one of those into it, I can almost guarantee a rage over the mic every time or your money back. In addition to that, we have the flashbang, which will help in the event that you need to make a quick exit, maybe switch gunner perches, toss one or two of these bad boys at the pursuer, and he will be momentarily stunned. Alright guys, that finished off the first 3 classes of my first ever 6 Pick 10 classes. Stay tuned for a sniper class, a shotgun class, and even an assault shield class in a video that will be coming out later today. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, what you saw here today and everything. Give me your feedback on some things that you might do differently, and as always, please subscribe. Until next time guys, this has been DST and I'm out. Peace.